Imagine being so hated on TikTok that there is literally a petition to get you banned off of the platform. There are some incredibly valid reasons why certain influencers and public figures have been the subjects of a hate campaign on the most viral social media app in the world. For example, we just saw a few months ago how Andrew Tate became one of the most talked about people in the world for sharing his misogynistic views and spreading it to his young fans and then getting banned from the entire internet. And we have also seen it with world leaders like Donald Trump, who have been taken off of social media for a long list of terrible posts. However, never in my life have I seen someone be so unbelievably hated on TikTok simply for being kind of cringe. But that's what happened to the TikTok user Fuzz99. So today we're going to be taking a look at what exactly they did that got so many people mad and how something simple turned into something sinister. Fuzz99, also known as Mole, created their TikTok account all the way back in the beginning of 2020, and for the most part, they just blended into the millions of other creators that were struggling to get noticed on the app. That was until around September of this year when Mole started getting a massive amount of hate comments on their videos, which led to them turning their comments off. And honestly, I don't blame them because the comment section on literally any of their videos was ruthless. So you might be wondering to yourself, what did they actually do that caused them to receive all of this hate flooding into their account? Well, let's just say that sometimes Mole comes off as, a little obnoxious.
Why do I call myself gay if my pronouns are he, they, and I'm dating a girl? Well,
Now, I'm all for people being able to express themselves however they want, and I would never want Mole to feel like they should change the way that they act, but I have to admit, if these videos were coming up on my For You page every day, I would get tired of them super quick. And that's exactly what escalated the whole situation. As I'm sure most of y'all know by now, the For You page works by showing you videos based on the kind of things that you like, the kinds of people that you follow, and the kinds of things that you search for. But sometimes the TikTok algorithm will randomly decide to show you content that you have absolutely no interest in and would never have interacted with something similar to it in the past. And Mole's videos started randomly popping up on the For You page everywhere, which brought the huge spike in people stitching, duetting, and reacting to them.
What are some gender-neutral names for parents?
Mole's over-the-top persona kinda got on the nerves of a lot of people, and because people generally have a lot more confidence talking from behind a screen, they didn't hesitate to let their anger for Mole show.
Hi. Why did you turn your comment?
Please never yell again! I've never been so pissed off by someone yelling in my life.
This pattern of Mole making their usual content and people reacting to it, expressing their negativity, went on for weeks and weeks. But then things started to take a sinister turn as Mole began facing some really serious accusations. A lot of people online began to accuse Mole of being a groomer. And when I found out people were saying this, I was super confused because no one seemed to come forward with any sort of story about an interaction that they had with him, but instead there were just a lot of different people who were making assumptions based off the kind of content that Mole was making.
So when adults like me witness content like yours, where a 26-year-old person is speaking in a calm and soothing yet energetic and upward tonal inflection while using a lot of over-exaggerated hand movements and gestures, we know that you're targeting our children. Maybe you should target people in your age group.
The main reason for this accusation was that people assumed Mole was making videos that were directed towards children, and this obviously came from his over-the-top speech and cute and friendly aesthetic. But to be honest, this didn't really make a lot of sense, since pretty much all the content made for children is made by adults catering towards what kids like, so I don't really understand the reasoning behind that point. It seemed like a lot of people also made these accusations because the kinds of topics that Mole would cover sometimes would be considered by a lot of people to be a bit too mature for the kind of age group that you would expect to be watching videos made by someone with his personality. The rumors and accusations and assumptions just started to spiral out of control, but things were finally tipped over the edge in an incident that Mole explained on his TikTok.
Unfortunately, this morning, I had a really bad incident with a hater and had to get the police involved. A lot of people in my life know my current situation right now, and I wish I could talk about it more, but I don't want to and can't really get into it. But I currently am being advised by the police to take a step back from TikTok. I have to take a break for a little while until a lot of this hate calms down. It might be a week, it might be a month, it might be a year, it might be forever. I truly don't know how long of a break that I'm going to take or have to take.
Because of the severity of the situation and because of how recent it was, Mole wasn't able to get into exactly what happened. However, they did use the video as an opportunity to address all of the accusations that had been made about them. Mole firstly stated that they were never trying to cater their videos towards children. They said that TikTok had an age restriction of 13 and that if anyone under that age somehow came across their content, then it was their parents' responsibility to be monitoring their child's internet access. Mole cleared the accusation up by saying that they wanted nothing more than to make their content wholesome and inclusive.
If a kid does find my TikToks, that is out of my control. From that point on, it's on the parents' duty to be in charge of monitoring what their kids are watching and doing. I make my content to be family friendly and wholesome because that's who I am, and I want to be inclusive to everyone out there. And I want people to know that this is a safe place where they can ask any question they want and they won't get judged.
The second thing that Mole cleared up was the accusation that he hates straight people. This came from a video where Mole made a joke saying, "Who would want to be straight?" Obviously, this didn't sit well with a lot of people and further fueled all of the hate that they were receiving. But Mole cleared things up, saying that it was a joke and taken out of context.
Secondly, I never said I hate straight people. I literally said, like, who would want to be straight? Blech. And like, I literally do not know how to stress this enough. My content is for the gays, not the straights. And as a gay person who grew up thinking they had to be straight, who never saw 1 ounce of any kind of LGBTQ representation in any media, who hated themselves when they realized they were gay, and wished and prayed that they weren't, and then almost took their fucking life, and then after a long time eventually learned and accepted that it was okay to be gay and that you can love who you want to love. Yeah, I would never want to go back to being straight or ever be straight.
Honestly, this makes sense. Like, it's pretty obvious that Mole's content is more suited towards the queer community, so there are probably a lot of jokes that they make that straight people could misinterpret as they have a different life experience. Soon after making this video, Mole took a long break from social media to allow all of the hate to kind of blow off, which is really sad because all they did was be kind of annoying and cringy, and they ended up with accusations and people on Reddit making petitions to try and get them banned off of TikTok. Mole has recently come back to posting videos again in the last month, and unfortunately they still seem to be getting a huge amount of hate, although their views are not as high as they once were at the peak of all this drama. So all I can hope is that Mole is able to manage through all the backlash that they receive, and that more people will change their minds and decide to try being nicer people online. Thanks for watching.